Because the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Alright, so here's the first video of an outing that I'm going to do. I'd done one before, but I deleted everything. It wasn't that great, and I had lost most of the drone footage. So I'm going to try this again. I have to do a quick pack, and once I do that, I'll be on the road heading up to my spot. I've never been out there to actually do something like this before, so it's going to be a hit or miss whether or not this works the way I want it to. But that's what trial runs are for, just to see what you can do. So I'll catch you guys probably on the road. Alrighty, so we are on the road. I'll be in a little bit later than I wanted to. I had some issues with my pack, and it was more the issue of I haven't set it up to do something like this without it being pre-packed for some type of outing. The last time I did this, when I had, again, recorded that last episode, I don't know what to call it, put it on the page, so everything's like just another episode to me. But I had created that video after having gone camping. I think it was a week before, 2 weeks prior to that, something of that nature. And I pretty much had everything, I'll say, packed in my bag. My bag was already set up and ready to go. It's a 55-liter hiking backpack. And what I realized today is for something small like this, that was a little, I think if I would have just stowed everything in the just the main compartment, because it's not just a dumb pouch bag, it's actual zippered compartmentalized bag, I think it would have been fine. It's kind of looking back, I think it would have been fine. I wouldn't have had to carry so much, and I really, have everything right there. I decided to switch to a 20-liter day bag, and I kind of rushed to put everything in there. I'm not too fond of it right now, especially just with the minimal amount of stuff that I have in there. I wasn't able to put my chest rig, so that's in the bag with my rifle. The cables, because I have my one antenna. I didn't bring the Yagi antenna, which would have been a good idea, but again, I'm kind of just not super prepared for this one, and I like it. I don't mind it in the sense of I have to look past the gear not working the way I wanted it to, and just kind of working with what I have. So that's why I'm not super upset and just not doing this thing at all. So there's that. So what do I have in the bag? Well, I have a shovel, I have a little hand axe, I have my 2 hiking poles for the little tarp setup. Now that was the other thing. I had what size was that? 6 by 8, I think, like a 6 by 8 tarp, or quite a large tarp. And it didn't really fit in the bag. It really didn't fit in the hiking backpack either, in the aspect of it was just very wide, and I didn't have the bottom wrap straps on it. I took them off, and I think I gave them to my wife or something like that. I remember taking them off my back and giving them to her, so I think it's on her bag, and I just didn't even check. But that really didn't fit in there. So I have a little mesh netting that's camo. Really, right now, I think it'll be fine for this climate, but out here in the Arizona desert, it's just not the best for it. I don't really know. The colors don't match the environment as well as they could if I would have gotten a desert themed one. However, I'm doing all of this on an extremely tight budget, and so it was $10. Can't really turn that down. So there's that aspect of it. Really, if I'm using this for any type of concealment, whether that be I'm hunting, I am camping, and I don't want somebody to know exactly where I'm at. I'm going a small related tangent, I guess you would call it. But a lot of the videos that people post, especially on Instagram, are going to be, I'm out here, I'm scouting, it's the apocalypse, it's stupid stuff. It really bothers me coming from a practical aspect. Because they're trying to teach something or show something, but they're going to a private land. They're going to land that they own or that a friend owns. And, unless you're prefacing a video with, hey, I'm showing how to set something up, I'm showing whatever, and, we're in a private area. We're not, we're being loud, we're talking, we're doing X, Y, Z, because we can, and we're not really worried about it. But that's not how they're, I'll kind of equate it to camping with Steve. I want to say his name is Steve Rogers, but I don't know if that's right. But camping with Steve, he does actual, stealth camping, and it's fucking awesome. And he does it very well. I love it, I'm at a loss for words right now because I enjoy his videos so much. And that's kind of what inspires me to go do things like this in the aspect of radio communications, drone surveillance, things that I have used in my job. Not the drone stuff, in terms of the job aspect, but radio communications, trying to be stealthy as possible. Those are all things that I've actually used in my line of work, and so, albeit it was in an urban environment, it still translates very well out here into the rural and, in my case, the Arizona desert environment. So, none of that was scripted, kind of just go on tangents. Not super sure what I'll be doing exactly once I get to this spot, because my gear had changed from what I wanted, but we'll see. I think what I'll do is kind of making plans up on the fly. What I'll probably do is I'll probably park, fly the drone, I'll just set out, sit in the truck, fly the drone, and then try and find a spot to go to. I have an idea of where I want to go. I've been out here before. It's all public land, so I don't have to worry about anything. But I don't know how busy it's going to be, and I don't know if the area that I want to go to is being used or accessible. Because although it is private land, or not private land, it is all public land, I'd like to have some privacy and not have people stare at me while I turn around an AR and all my gear. So I have an antenna, I have a bunch of stuff. I'll do a little video while I'm out there. But I have about 20 minutes until I get there, so I think the next clip you'll see is some drone footage of me getting
Because the road to hell is paved with good intentions. All the do-gooders in the world, whether they're doing good for others or doing it for themselves, are troublemakers. We white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, British, German, American, have been on a rampage for the past 100 or more years to improve the world. We have given the benefits of our culture, our religion, our technology to everybody. And we have insisted that they receive the benefits of our culture, even our political style, our democracy. You had better be Democrat, or we'll shoot you. And having conferred these blessings all over the place, we wonder why everybody hates us. Because sometimes doing good to others, and even doing good to oneself, is amazingly destructive. Because it's full of conceit. How do you know what's good for other people? We can change society. We can get enormous enthusiasm going out of the idea that there is a revolution afoot, and that this revolution is going to set everything to right. Do you know a revolution that ever set anything to right? Whether the revolution came from the left wing or from the right wing. When we have a great system, great power to put it into effect, there is always more violence, more bloodshed, more trouble. Diabolical things are done in the name of righteousness. We don't change. We're doing the same thing today, but under different names. We can look back at those people and see how evil that was, but we can't see it in ourselves. So therefore, beware.
Alright, so we're out here. I decided to face the sun because if I didn't face the sun, I was going to face people. I really didn't want to do that. I thought that would be kind of weird, especially when I'm flying a drone and doing stuff like this. And if I would have faced to my right over there, I would have been facing the road and the opening to this little turnoff that I got into. It is busy out here. The area behind me, and I'll show you that on the drone in a minute, is just full of people. This whole area is. So we'll see. I'll fly the drone over to some of the mountains that are over here that I kind of wanted to go to. But the area that to get to there is all flooded out, and it's just not really able to get access with my vehicle. So I've only got about an hour left out here. So I'll do some drone footage, tear everything down, and then I also have to eat. I haven't eaten yet, so I'll do a quick food deal. But I'll also show I have my antenna set up here. So I'll throw that onto the SDR right quick. Alrighty, so no luck with the SDR. I was scanning all the FRS and GMRS frequencies, but nobody was popping off. So I'm just going to leave my normal radio on this on one of the local frequencies, and then I'll get the drone going up.
Going further back to another root, which is ignorance. Avidya in Sanskrit means lack of vision. Video in Latin is I see, and that's related back to the Sanskrit vidya. Avidya, unseeing, unconsciousness, lies behind craving, and this in its turn lies behind suffering. And of course, when we in the West first heard about this, we interpreted the idea in a very crude way. say this is pretty difficult. Because we are animal beings and we have all these appetites to begin with. And then beyond that, we're in the unfortunate position of being aware of time, being aware of the future. And although it's advantageous to know about the future, in the long run it's depressing. Because we all know that we come to a bad end.
Alrighty, well, hopefully you enjoyed whatever the video became. Obviously I haven't edited anything yet. This was kind of a bust. I had planned, I was really hoping it would be dead, but I guess I overlooked the fact that it was New Year's weekend and everybody probably has today off. So wasn't really thinking ahead in that nature. Overall though, I got to fly the drone. Haven't eaten yet. Well, I had that protein bar. But I think next time I will choose a different area, one that's a little less not necessarily populated, but I have a couple other spots that I'd like to go to that they're not as remote as this one, and this isn't even that remote, but it's I mean, it took me maybe 30 to 45 minutes to get here, so it's nice in that aspect. Tarp shelter was a bust with the just the camo material. It was, completely see-through. I think that's more suited for if you already have a blind, and for some reason you need to do a little bit more. So, you can see on the video I have the tarp, and it's actually not big enough for the tarp, but it covers just enough to where you can see what it looks like without it and with it. And I flew the drone over a couple times. Not the best representation of it, but again, if there's a drone involved, it's a good representation of what that may look like. Hopefully the audio is okay. I'm just doing this straight on my phone, so sorry if you're getting road sick, car sick, whatever it is. And if the audio isn't great, next time I'll make sure I bring a mic and do that properly as best as I can. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure how this will turn out, but I had some fun. Biggest thing is I got to go fly the drone today.
Because the road to hell is paved with good intentions.